Hello friends, welcome to School of Political Science. In this video, I will talk about direct democracy in Switzerland. Before start about direct democracy in Switzerland, we need to know about some general things of Switzerland. Switzerland is the ethnological as well as the geographical center of Europe. It is a land situated in the heart of Western Europe, covering an area of 15,976 square miles with a population of little more than 6.5 million. No natural boundary marks it off from the Germans to the north and east, from the France to the west, and from the Italy to the south. Switzerland presents to the world most striking example of not only a united people, but one of the most united and certainly the most patriotic among the people of Europe. Secondly, as a result of her geographical position and her small size, Switzerland has succeeded in remaining aloof from the war of Europe and becoming center of the world activity by virtue of internationally guaranteed neutrality. The neutrality of Switzerland was guaranteed by the Congress of Vienna in 1815 and reaffirmed by the League of Nations in 1920, and it formed the anchor of the nation's foreign policy during both the World Wars. So, what are the basic features of Swiss Confederation? The first one is federal government. The Republic of Switzerland is known by the former title of Swiss Confederation. Switzerland polity is federal, although Article 1 of the Swiss Constitution describes it as the Swiss Confederation. The Swiss Confederation is composed by the 26 cantons. In past, each cantons had their own army, but after the finish of long civil war in 1848, it had changed its structure as like federal structure of United States. The next one is republicanism. All through the Swiss constitution, there is evidence a strong spirit of republicanism. This is in fact the very breath of the Swiss way of life. Article 6 of the Constitution requires the Confederation to guarantee the cantonal constitutions, provided that the latter ensures the exercise of political right according to the republican forms. Then civil rights. The rights of the Swiss citizens are guaranteed by the federal constitutions and other guaranteed by the cantonal constitutions, which are protected by the court against infringement by any cantonal authority. Then direct democracy. This is the most important feature of Swiss Confederation. In terms of democracy, Switzerland has highest claim to be studied. To understand direct democracy in Switzerland, it is need to detail study. In previous video, I have talked about what direct democracy is. Now I will talk about feature of direct democracy and what type of feature of direct democracy we find in Switzerland. There are mainly four features of direct democracy. The first one is referendum. Referendum means a general vote by the electorate on a particular political issue which has been referred to people for a direct decision. Referendums may be held in relation to particular circumstances or in relation to particular political issues, but are in general held in relation to issue of major political significance. Second one is initiative. Initiative is a means by which a certain number of minimum voters can force to the government to enact a law for public interest. In other way, initiative refers to a process in which significant signatures are collected of registered voters for inclusion of constitutional or statutory proposals. Third one is recall. Recall is the name given to a mechanism by which voters can end an elected official's period of office before the next scheduled election for the office. combining elements of the initiative process and a normal candidate elections. A recall initiative is launched when a recall motion is filed with the relevant administration. It is initiated when a public elected officials fail to deliver which he or she promised before election. The fourth and last one is plebiscite. It is the method of obtaining the opinion of people on any issue of public importance. It is generally used to solve territorial disputes. So, what are the features of direct democracy in Switzerland? The institution of direct legislation is a unique feature of Swiss democracy. The method of popular legislation, that is lawmaking by the citizens themselves and not by their representative, is as old as Swiss history. Swiss direct democracy has also four features. The first one is a referendum. In Switzerland's referendum is basically two types. One is obligatory referendum and second one is proposed referendum. In obligatory referendum, all amendments to the federal and cantonal constitutions are subject to obligatory referendum, and without such a process no constitutional change becomes final. The obligatory referendum for all changes in federal constitutions was introduced in 1848, and this provision has been continued in the Constitution of 1874. The prevailing constitution also included the provision that cantonal constitutions must be similarly adopted in order to be guaranteed by the federal government. In proposed referendum, if legislature want to propose amendment for partial or total revision of the constitution are usually first passed by the Federal Assembly in way like ordinary law. Then these are submitted for referendum to the citizen. The second one is initiative. Like referendum, initiative also have two forms. First one is formulative initiative. If the proposal is formulative in the form of a bill completion or respect, it is the duty of the legislature to consider the measure as it is and the vote has to be taken on that text. Second one is general initiative. When the demand is in general terms, it is the obligation of the legislature to draft, consider and pass the laws as desired by the required number of citizens, subject to the ratification of the people. In both cases, the right of constitutional initiative, the minimum 1 lakh voters may petition for a amendment to the federal constitution. Third feature is recall. While recalls are not provided in federal level but 6 cantons allows them. In these 6 cantons, when public elected officials fail to gain confidence of people, then a minimum number of signature of citizens required to recall those elected officials. Fourth and last one is Landsgemeinde. Most popular feature of Swiss direct democracy is Landsgemeinde, which means mass meeting of all citizens. In these days, Landsgemeinde is still alive with its ancient tradition. In some cantons, people are gathering and discuss about recent issue regarding their political as well as economic interest. So this is a detailed video on direct democracy in Switzerland. Thank you friends for watching this video. For more video, please do subscribe our channel.